The UEFA Women's Champions League is about to resume, and the quarter-finals begin at the San Mamés Stadium in Bilbao, with the competition's first all-Spanish tie as Atletico Madrid meet Barcelona. The Catalan club reached the final last season before succumbing to the might of Lyon, and they have a remarkably consistent record in this competition. This is Barca's fifth successive quarter-final. It's new territory for Atletico after beating Manchester City for the second season running in the previous round. And they'll be keen to re-establish their credentials after losing twice to Barcelona during the season. They were hammered 6-1 in the opening weeks of the league programme and also lost 3-2 in the Spanish Super Cup semi-finals. The winners here today will meet Glasgow City or Wolfsburg in the last four. And it's a majestic setting. One of Europe's newest and finest stadiums. So many familiar faces in the Barcelona lineup. But Atletico have had to draft in a number of new players due to issues revolving around suspension, injuries and quarantine. Stephanie Frappart, our referee, certainly a regular face at this sort of occasion. And the number of players making their competitive debuts for Atletico. And Barcelona have been immensely strong, and it's a nice moment before the game. The Atletico players all showing they are thinking of their teammate Virginia Torrecilla, who is currently recuperating following surgery on a brain tumour. And of course we wish her well. A fantastic player for both Atletico and Barcelona. And members of the Barcelona party were quick to offer good wishes to her during the press conference yesterday. Lieke Martins has the potential to be one of the star players in these finals. And we have the referee from the most recent World Cup final. Atletico's preparations have been disrupted by 5 positive tests for COVID-19, which include the experienced Sylvia Meseguer. Ludmila is also suspended, so 5 of the starting lineup were signed only a few weeks ago, including goalkeeper Hedvig Lingvall, defenders Ali Aguani and Meryl van Dongen, and midfielder Jade Moore. Barcelona have a more settled build-up than their opponents and have a strong side which includes former Atleti stars Maria Leon and Jennifer Hermoso, who average more than a goal a game in the Spanish league this season. And very significant moment at the start of every UEFA game taking place at the moment. Only 6 on the bench for Atletico, including 3 teenagers, and their resources have been severely stretched for this game. Barcelona have 12, and Vicky Losada has huge experience in reserve if required. Both sets of players taking the knee before this game. Spanish pride and a place in the semi-finals at stake here in Bilbao today. Barcelona in the yellow shirts defending the goal away to our left in the first half. And they look to be immensely strong in all areas. But for Atletico, it's been such a difficult build-up for so many reasons. And they do have a number of big-name players who have been drafted in at fairly short notice. And the question is, can they find that winning blend with so little practice behind them? Tony Duggan, former Barcelona player. She was involved in the final last season when Barca were beaten 4-1 by Lyon. Two previous meetings this season between the top two sides in Spain. Barca were very impressive in their 6-1 victory back in September, which was Atleti's only league defeat this season. Barcelona were unbeaten, but it was a very good game of football when they met in the semi-finals of the new Spanish Super Cup. Barca coming out on that occasion 3-2 winners, thanks to a winning goal from Asier Oshuala. Hermoso playing against her former club as well. Malika Martins halted by a firm challenge, and Atleti have settled well. Carrera. Now Leon. And the players which have been brought into the Atleti team certainly do offer some sort of defensive durability. Mineo with an excellent challenge. Now Graham Hansen. Kylie Strom going to ground to almost win it back, but here is the French international, Kira Hamraoui. And now Pereira once again. And Torrejon looking to make those characteristic bursts down the right-hand side. She was a doubt for this game. Dani Gonzalez, the third coach of the season for Atletico Madrid, former player as well, and he's had very few games in charge overall. Tied up by Pereira. Cañas looks to quickly play the ball out. Wahabi with the initial ball forward. Now Oshuala, but she gave the ball away rather cheaply. But Hamraoui is looking for the pace over the top once again, but this time it's beyond the run of Hermoso, and it's first real touch for Hedvig Lyngdal, making her debut for Atletico, but somebody who is very comfortable in these sorts of surroundings. Former Chelsea and Wolfsburg goalkeeper. Sosa just losing out. Now Pereira. Putellas with the ball forward, but it's initially now Hamraoui. She was looking for Oshuala, but Atletico are very quick to get players around the ball. Strom winning the ball back initially. Here is Leon. It's the first all-Spanish tie in the UEFA Women's Champions League. And Atletico produced one of the standout results in the previous round, beating Manchester City for the second season running. Barcelona also accounted for the Italian champions Juventus in the round of 32. Schwaller just looking to ruffle Van Dongen. And it's been an excellent season for Barcelona and their coach Luis Cortés. Hermoso has support from Torrejon. Hermoso once again, who's had 2 spells at both clubs and also was on the books of Paris Saint-Germain for a time. Torrejon. Maneo's going to have to be very careful on that side as the clearance from Lindahl ricochets into the body of Schwaller. And Atletico rather got away with that. Torrejon and Graham Hansen are a very good combination on this near side, the Barcelona right, as challenge on the captain, Alexei Putellas, has given Barcelona the free kick. And it was clumsy rather than malicious from Kylie Strom. Barcelona do have the players who could do real damage here. Hermoso and Caroline Graham Hansen are over the free kick. David Lindahl thrust back into the latter stages of the Champions League at the age of 37. And the free kick is played in, and it's her save, and it's a good save as well, but the flag was up. And I wonder if that was a planned move from Barcelona. It was a ragged defensive line from Atletico, but the move was made too soon by Hermoso, and although she was denied by Lindahl, it wouldn't have counted. Amraouy's header. And Barcelona just beginning to take a grip on this game. Atletico missing so many key names, 5 players currently in quarantine after positive tests for COVID-19, including Silvia Meseguer and Charlene Corral, who scored an important goal against Manchester City in the previous round. And their Brazilian star, Ludmila, is also suspended. And you can make a pretty good side, or certainly the basis of a pretty good side, from the players unavailable to Atletico. Here is Martins. It's good defending from Guani. Appeals for handball, and Atletico had the free kick. And Jade Moore, the England international, another player who has been brought into this Atletico Madrid team. Nayo's ball forward, finding Duggan. San Pedro just forced back towards her own goal. Here is Van Dongen. San Pedro's back pass will interest Schwaller, but David Lindahl very calm in those sort of situations. Tunkara's ball forward, and now Atletico have the opportunity to break themselves. There was a deflection on the cross, and the chance at the far post is spurned by Kylie Strom. came to at a difficult height, but that's a moment for optimism for Atletico Madrid. The deflection on the cross, taking it beyond Paños, and the angles were against Strom at the far post. Barcelona have enjoyed much of the pressure so far, but that's the best opportunity. Sandro Paños with the clearance. Now Martins. And if she's given the opportunity to come in field, there could be trouble here for Atletico Madrid. But the sting taken out of the shot by the challenge on the edge of the area, and a comfortable save for Lindahl in the end. Belika Martins is so good off both feet, and it was the compatriot Van Dongen who challenged on the edge of the area. And Atletico have barely had a training session together in the last 10 days. The training centre was closed in Madrid following the positive tests for COVID-19. There was a lack of communication there as Barcelona had the opportunity to come forward. Torrejon's cross, though, is too deep for Oshuala. Tony Duggan scored for Barcelona in that notable game when over 60,000 people saw the biggest match in Spanish football last season. Barca winning by 2-0 on that occasion. And Atletico have been watched by a crowd of over 48,000 in this stadium when they met Athletic Bilbao in a Spanish Cup game in January of 2019. And Athletic have been major rivals of Barcelona for many years, including a famous title decider in Spanish women's football back in 2013 when Bilbao faced Barca needing a point to win the league, and Barcelona beat them and took the title instead. Parada. Now Hermoso. Hansen just pulled to the right to try and create the space down the centre for Hermoso, but here is Hamraoui. And now Martins. And Wahabi on the overlap, but Martins looks to work the 1-2 with Hermoso, and it's still Martins. The cross is deep and it's poured out by Lindahl, but in the end, she did just enough. Belika Martins is such a threat, and there could be an issue for Guani on that far side, and the fingertips of Lindahl just about getting the job done with 3 Barcelona players waiting beyond her. Now it's been given away by Mayado. Here is Hansen again, and it's comfortable for Lindahl. But Lindahl went as far as the semi-finals with Chelsea last season. So many major clubs around Europe, their runs in the Women's Champions League tend to come to an end when they meet either Wolfsburg or Lyon, and that's the case for many of the players involved here today. Tunkara back towards Lindahl, who had pressure from Hermoso. Martins almost gathered the clearance, but Sosa tries to bring it forward, and Atletico will be satisfied with the way they are Just cancelling Barcelona out in the midfield area. Duggan. Tony Duggan continues. Now Sosa. Narc made the run towards the near post, but Atletico try and change the point of the attack, but it doesn't really come off. Martins remains one of Europe's top players. Of course, she was the recipient of so many awards following the Netherlands' success in the European Championships 3 years ago. But 27 years of age is really reaching her peak in terms of being a footballer, as Torrejon plays the early cross. Hermoso's touch almost finds Hansen. But again, Atletico are able to work their way out of trouble. Luis Cortés was very respectful about Atletico Madrid during the press conference yesterday. He was asked about the relative strength of the two squads, but he was talking a great deal about the spirit they've shown in their pursuit of Barcelona during the curtailed Spanish Championship, and of course they were league champions 3 years in succession before Barcelona ended that run this season. Oshuala played forward by Tunkara. Nak and Duggan looking to cause a few problems. Mark is eventually crowded out, and it's a goal kick in the end. Turid Nak, a German international, one of the players signed during the lockdown, and she is a former winner of this competition with Duisburg back in 2009. The UEFA Women's Champions League has been dominated by German and French clubs over many years now. Arsenal are the last club not from either of those countries to win the competition, and that was back in 2007. Putellas's ball forward is cut out. Tunkara. And then Jade Moore is floored by Hamraoui, but it will be a free kick. Kira Hamraoui, a former winner of this competition with Lyon, but she was suspended for the final 12 months ago, or slightly more than 12 months ago now. Mark's touch doesn't quite come off. Here is Martins. And now there is space for Hermoso once again. Torrejon. Challenge from Strom, not for the first time. San Pedro. Van Dongen. Tunkara's ball forward. Does eventually find Sosa. That's a neat turn. Moore's ball over the top doesn't find her England teammate Tony Duggan. We must have a winner here this evening, and if we're level at the end of 90 minutes there would be extra time and possibly a penalty shootout. Torrejon was caught there by Strom as she played the ball forward, and that's good refereeing from Stephanie Frappa. Leon. Martins has support from Pereira. And now she can move forward with Wahabi inside, but again it's good defending from Atletico. They do have a tendency to give the ball away in the midfield third, but at the same time they're working hard to win it back. The touch from Duggan only finds Patelas. Now Pereira. With 20 minutes played, this may become an exercise in patience for Barcelona. Atletico have set themselves up to try and contain, but at the moment they are pretty hard to break down. Leon. Schwaller pulling into the wide area, and she's beyond Tunkara, but then she runs out of room. Ignacio Schwaller maybe looking for the ball to be delivered a bit sooner. The winners of this semi-final will meet Glasgow City or Wolfsburg in San Sebastian on Tuesday. In the other half of the draw, Arsenal meet Paris Saint-Germain, and the holders Lyon will face Bayern Munich. Leon gets it back from Martins. And Atletico are very happy for Barcelona to have the ball anywhere inside their half until they reach around 25 yards from their goal. Torrejon. Now Hermoso. Cut out well by Tunkara. Moore. Now Nark. And it's Wahabi who comes back with a good challenge. Barcelona beat both Juventus and FC Minsk in the two previous rounds. And they beat Juventus 4-1 on aggregate, which really was a notable result as Martins gets the free kick. And the yellow card is shown to Ali Aguani. An Italian international there with something which was fairly blatant. This time the free kick is played short. Here is Pereira. And the clearance will interest Duggan. Strong. She has support from Maneo, but she runs into trouble. Pereira. Barcelona-born player in this team, and that's good play from Nak. And now there could be a break. It's 3 against 3. Here is Sosa. Nak and Duggan make the run into the centre, and in the end the cross is a disappointment. Angela Sosa was Atletico's top goal scorer in the most recent league season, but the shot there was not the best option, with Nak making that headlong burst in towards the 6-yard area. Moore. And she's lost out. Here is Hamraoui. Martins takes over. Putellas. Martins could be around the back here. The delivery looks for Hermoso. But Jade Moore is able to clear. Duggan outnumbered, but that doesn't usually seem to be an issue for her. Pereira. Wahabi. And Martins can tease Guanyi once again, a player on a yellow card. Cross is met by Mineo. Hamraoui. Torrejon. Now Hansen. And the cross again is poured at by Hedvig Lindahl, but it's effective in the end. Wahabi's cross. Mineo's clearance only finds Hamraoui, but it's poor ball forward from her. Sosa. Putellas, so congested on the edge of the area, but she manages to find space for the shot, but it's comfortable once again for Hedvig Lindahl. Putellas almost picked her way through. She scored twice in the victory against Juventus in the round of 32. And it's been very tight so far. And that will delight Atletico Madrid after the issues during their preparation for this game. Pereira. Torrejon. And it's almost picked out Hermoso, but Van Dongen may be doing just enough. Mineo's ball forward, and Duggan will chase, and Pereira will have to play this. Panos. Now Leon. Panos going longer this time, looking for Oshuala, but it was read well by Mineo. Lindahl's clearance, then Van Dongen. Torrejon, Hamraoui. And that's an excellent ball, but Lindahl showing all of her experience. Caroline Graham-Hansen delivering a delicate cross here, but Lindahl on the stretch, just carrying the ball over Oshuala, who was waiting behind her. Hamraoui. Now Oshuala. And that ball is some way beyond Hansen. Barcelona just finding it difficult here to really impose their more technical players on the game. The league meeting right at the start of the Spanish season suggested that there would be a fairly large gap between these two clubs during the campaign, but it was more a case of Atletico just finding Barcelona on a very good day. They actually took the lead through San Pedro, their captain. But But they also helped Barca out with 2 own goals, and Tunkara received a red card, so it was a day when everything went wrong, and it was much more competitive during the semi-finals of the Spanish Super Cup, when Barcelona eventually won by 3-2. And the gap between these two and the rest of Spanish football possibly indicated by what happened in the final, when Real Sociedad were beaten Barcelona by 10-1 when Marta Torrejon scored 4 of those from right back. Hansen. Good challenge though from Strom. Duggan was challenged there, which is why Lindahl had to play from the ground. Schwaller, and the clearance will fall kindly for Martins. Inside again onto the right foot, but she was crowded out. But we do have the game's first corner. And Amanda Sampedro has really organised her team well on the field. But there are plenty of threats here for Barcelona from this set piece. Stephanie Frappart is just sorting something out inside the area. There's been a slight undercurrent so far, and it's Schwaller and Strom who get the lecture. And they're in fairly close attendance once again. Lindahl fisting clear. Sosa losing out on the edge of the area. It comes to Schwaller, and she slipped as she hit the cross, but there's still an opportunity, and it's cleared off the line by Tunkara. And that is excellent defending from the French international. The best opportunity for Barcelona so far. Torrejon will take the throw-in. Hansen. Now Leon. Martins. Guanyu going to ground and winning the goal kick. And it's becoming a really good confrontation between Martins and Guanyu. But here was the earlier opportunity, the cross from Schwaller, and it fell kindly inside the area for Putellas. But although Lindahl was beaten, Tunkara in the right place at the right time. Amraoui. Barcelona with all of the attempts on target so far. Hermoso, but it will just skip away from Hansen. And although it's the quarter-final of the Women's Champions League, Atletico do have the feel of the underdogs. And at the moment, they are playing like a side who are content to keep their opponents at bay. Martins. Amraoui. It's cut out by Sampedro. Amraoui again, such a clever player. Hansen makes the run inside, and Lindahl with safe hands. San Pedro. Caroline Graham-Hansen and Lika Martins are both having license to remain forward here. Here is Sosa. There's a heavy challenge which will lead to the free kick. Jade Moore is the aggressor and Alexia Putellas was the recipient. And that's the sort of challenge which Jade Moore has rather made her trademark throughout her career. Martins. Now Hansen. And they may need some support here. And Hansen continues. The cross was blocked, appeals for handball. Sosa can bring the ball clear. Now San Pedro. Barca look to keep the pressure on here. Hansen. Hermosa. Neo again defending well. Now Sosa. Duggan at times is looking fairly isolated, but that's the way Atletico are being forced to play at times. Pereira. Wahabi. So not getting too much change out of Moore, but she does have the free kick. Jade Moore has been signed from Orlando Pride in the United States after featuring for 5 clubs in England. Here was the cross into the penalty area, and it struck somewhere around the right arm of Van Dongen, but it was very close to her body. It would have been a harsh decision. Martins. And the free kick conceded by Nark. Lika Martins again is just having to come inside to try and create opportunities. Now Hansen. And again the cross was blocked at the near post. Pereira. Putellas. She spins away from Duggan. But Atletico very compact, and it's very hard work for Barcelona to try and get in behind. Maybe Martins here. The combination of Guanyi and Tunkara are able to clear the danger. Hermosa. Now Hamraoui. Hansen. Torrejon just had to check there when she was looking to move in behind strong. Hermosa. Putellas. Wahabi is able to find Martins, but Guanyi blocks the cross. And that will help release some of the pressure for Atletico Madrid. That's a mistake which could interest Duggan. Sosa. Strom had made the run in behind and she hadn't been picked up. Moore. Now Nark. And it could break here for Strom. But she's flagged offside. And there's not been too much action at that end of the field, but the assistant was spot on there. That's the danger for Barcelona. If they do let their guard drop, then Atletico could punish them. And games at this level can often be decided by a single goal, a single mistake. And on these one-off occasions, there are no second chances. Of course, in normal circumstances, there would be two legs in the quarter-finals and the semi-finals. In Atletico's first ever Champions League tie back in 2016, they lost 2-0 at home to Krasnogorsk of Russia, but won 3-0 in the second leg. And more often than not, they've suffered heavy defeats to either Wolfsburg or Lyon to end their tilts in the Women's Champions League, but they aren't alone in that. Hermoso. And again, it's a good challenge from Maneo, who's defended well, to deny Hansen, but here is Torrejon. Lindahl stays at home, appeals for handball as Oshwala challenged for the cross. It was eventually cleared by Tunkara. Leon. Hamraoui. Sosa. Van Dongen. Now Maneo. And it's a humid evening in Bilbao, so the conditions will be sapping for both players, and it may have brushed the shoulder there of Tunkara, but there was no question of intent. She couldn't see the ball because Oshwala was leaping ahead of her. Torrejon. Oshwala. Now Tunkara. It's a good turn from Nark, but rather like Duggan, she's another player who has often found herself quickly surrounded when she can get on the ball. And if Atletico can get to half-time at 0-0, they will see that, if not a victory, then an important moment in the game for them, considering the problems they've had, as Oshwala concedes the free kick. Although it's not as if the players that Atletico have brought in are inexperienced. There are some full internationals who've played in World Cups and European Championships who've been signed on since football was cancelled in Spain back in March. Here is Sosa. Now San Pedro. Strom. And the cross deflecting off Torrejon. Fisted away by Paños to avoid the corner. And that is half-time. Well, it's been attack against defence at times, with Barcelona causing plenty of problems, but Atletico Madrid have remained durable so far. And considering the build-up they had to endure before this tie, they will be satisfied with the way things have gone. There's no question Barcelona have the more extravagant attacking talents on show, but getting them to create opportunities has been difficult so far. At half-time, it is Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 0. And welcome back to the San Mamés Stadium. Goalless at half-time in this UEFA Women's Champions League quarter-final between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. And it was a very tight game during the opening 45 minutes. Barcelona showing the greater quality, but David Lindahl and Atletico Madrid were very spirited in their response and also created one of the best opportunities in the game as well. Atletico Madrid get the second half underway in their red and white stripes, playing from left to right. This, their first quarter-final at this level. For Barcelona, it's their fifth in succession, but they've only reached the final once, last season when they were beaten by Lyon. Barcelona look to be one of the growing forces once again in European football. Of course, Atletico had those 3 successive titles. It's cut out there by Leon ahead of her former teammate Duggan, but it's Duggan who wins it back, and now Narc needed support inside the area. The ball intended for San Pedro, but it was cut out. Oshuala. Been a high degree of physicality between Oshuala and Tunkara throughout the game. Torrejon looking to release Hansen, and she'll keep the ball in play. 3 waiting for the cross. Putellas short to Martins. And Putellas again. Hamraoui. It's a lovely turn. And it's still Hamraoui, and the scoop had too much on it in the end. And a player like Kira Hamraoui does have the quality to maybe unlock a tight game like this. Strom. And the Australian with Atletico's one clear-cut chance in the first half, although it was a difficult cross to try and keep down. And that ball could be cut out by Narc, and it is, but Barcelona are able to escape with a throw-in. And at times the details have not quite been right for the Catalan club. Schwala. Often she's been used as an impact player from the bench, but given the start tonight ahead of Mariona Caldente, and Jade Moore, the recipient of a challenge this time. Putellas, who just left studs on the end of Jade Moore's toe. She has been a very important player for Atletico so far. Martins, one back by Duggan. Atletico have the throw-in. Guani, San Pedro, but Mark knew she was offside. Sandra Paños, one of so many Spanish internationals across both of these teams. Martins. Now Hermoso. Now Putellas. Deflection on the cross, but an excellent defensive header from Tunkara. Then there's a miss kick from Van Dongen. Oshuala looking to pick up the loose ball, but she's penalised before the shot goes in. And in those situations, when the attacking player has the ball striking their arm like that, they will always be penalised. San Pedro. Van Dongen. Strom's ball forward. Barcelona are having to do more defending at the start of the second half than they did for much of the first, but Pereira is able to carry the ball forward. Putellas, and the nutmeg will release Hansen. And it's driven in the deflection off Moore. Now Martins, Oshuala waiting in the centre with the header. And it's good defending again. Nark's clearance. And now San Pedro can possibly orchestrate a breakaway. Well, there was a foul there on Sosa. The referee trying to allow the advantage. And one wasn't really forthcoming in the end. And Dani Gonzalez, I think, would have preferred the free kick in that sort of situation. Now Nark almost found Sosa. Pereira's clearance. Putellas. Hansen on the chase. But the Swede, Hegvig Lindahl, steps in ahead of the Norwegian. Hamraoui. And Atletico rather sit back again and just invite the pressure and tell Barcelona try and break us down. Pereira. Hansen. Putellas. Oshuala. Well, she leapt well this time to rise above Tunkara, but couldn't direct the header anywhere near the goal. Oshuala with only a single goal in the Champions League so far this season. Barcelona, unsurprisingly, having more attempts so far in this game. They've had so much more of the ball. Hamraoui. Now Putellas. Wahabi. Here is Hansen. There was double coverage this time, San Pedro. But Barcelona have the throw-in. It's flicked away from Martins, who very quickly appeals for the corner and gets it. And Leon moving forward from the back. And Rawi is always a threat in the air. And Lindahl coming through the crowd to clear. The shot is blocked not once but twice from Leon, and Oshuala from the angle blazes too high. Lindahl rather got crowded out there, but the defenders with two excellent blocks. Second time around it was Duggan before Oshuala found the angle too tight. There's Torrejon. And it remains goalless, and if it stays like this, we would have extra time. Oshuala not quite found by Martins. And there are very few options available for Atletico Madrid on the bench. Nobody over the age of 21. On the line, Laurent, on loan from Lyon, may be the most likely option. Here is Martins. It's possibly just dragged back there in the act of shooting, but Stephanie Frappart is happy for all play to continue. Martins coming into a more central area, and here is Oshuala, and she's in behind Tunkara, but she can't hit the target. And for the first time in the game, Atletico Madrid really opened up. Simple ball down the centre to pick out Oshuala, and for a player of her calibre, that's a disappointing miss. Was never quite set, but the vision of Hermoso almost opened up her former club. Jennifer Hermoso's goals really underpinned Atletico's 3 title successes. Sonia Bermudez was also a key player. Another striker who was also prolific for Barcelona. Player who is now retired, and players like Azizat Oshuala, given the opportunity, flagged offside there following the error from Van Dongen. The long ball looking for Nart, and she could be in behind Wahabi, but the shot again was some way off target with the player off balance. But that one direct ball to exploit the pace of Turid Nak Could be Atletico's ticket towards the semi-finals. She is a former winner of this competition with Duisburg back in 2009. Another very handy signing made by Dani Gonzalez during the lockdown. Mezaguet is cut out by Nark. Mazraoui has gone down. Atletico will continue here, but Duggan's ball forward doesn't pick out Guanyi. Mazraoui back on her feet quickly, but losing out to San Pedro. Van Dongen. Atletico have committed players forward here, and it's quickly being given away. Hermoso. And here is Tunkara. Moore. Merrill Van Dongen will go all the way back to Edvard Lindahl. Tunkara. Quickly cut out by Leon. There was the straight ball down the centre from Van Dongen to find Knack, but it was an ambitious effort from there. Leon. Pereira. Guanyi will find Lindahl. Plenty of air on the clearance. Wahabi's ball forward, and Tunkara rising above Putellas. Duggan straight back to Putellas. That's good defending from Van Dongen. Strong. Hermoso. Wahabi has Martins in support. She's been quiet since half-time. Oshwala. The back heel was intended for Martins. Now Putellas. Pereira. Torrejon. And Hermoso linking up with Hansen. Amraoui. Here is Martins. Space to attack Guanyi. And the challenge comes in, and a goal kick is given. Leah Guanyi has been managing a yellow card for some time in the game, since the 24th minute. And she had to get her timing right there. Nika Martins did have a look towards the referee, but there was no complaint. Mariona Caldente is coming on, and it's Martins who is coming off. Not really been her night. Caldente, a very experienced player at international level. It's given away by Hamraoui. Here is Nark. Guanyi. Duggan unable to control. Wahabi. Barcelona again finding it very difficult to pick that pass. The defensive stubbornness of Atletico has been something to admire in the circumstances. San Pedro just patrolling the area in front of that back four, along with Moore, and they are a very good shield. Putellas. Now Caldente. Oshuala coming in from the left. But it was quickly blocked, but here is Caldente again. And the pass from Putellas is cut out. Duggan, though, has given the ball away. That defensive shape of Atletico continues to stand firm. Hermoso looking to make the dart towards the right to create the space. Here is Putellas. But when she looks up, there is a red and white wall ahead of her. Hamraoui with the ball to the right. Now Hansen. Wahabi having to kill her run to stay onside. Caldente. She continues. Challenged by San Pedro. Now Putellas. As we approach the midway point in the second half, we still await for the first goal, but here is Caldente. Wahabi. Leon. Pereira always seems to have time on the ball to bring it forward. Hansen. Van Dongen with the block. Now Sosa. Strom's ball forward is cut out, but it will just eat up more time for Atletico. The question is, from their point of view, can they create the one chance which could win the game for them? Barcelona have had so much of the ball, but Hedvig Lindahl has not really had a save to make since early on in the game, and now Moore can bring the ball forward for Atletico, and she can't find that. And she'll try and win it back, and in the end, a free kick has been given to Barcelona. Grenier with a challenge on Wahabi, but again Barcelona don't make anything of the free kick. But it's turning into a very frustrating night for Barcelona. Here is the chance for Atletico to break as Duggan looks to find Nart. Cut out by Wahabi. Ineos has had very little to do since half-time. Now Hermoso. Caldente. Caldente again, it could open up for her. And that's a clever ball to find Wahabi in the cross for Schwaller, inside netting from Putellas. The captain with the best chance since half-time. Caldente created the space for the cross, but neither Schwaller or Putellas could supply the finish. Torrejon with a terrific delivery in, but it remains goalless. And the exasperation clear for Barcelona. There'll be movement soon on the Atletico bench. And Atletico's togetherness really has been something to admire. Whatever time Dani Gonzalez has had together with his squad, they are clearly very well drilled defensively. They've come through 2 tight ties so far, beating the Serbian side Spartak Subotica 4-3 on aggregate before that memorable win against Manchester City 3-2. Sosa appeals for handball against Wahabi, but waved away by Stephanie Frappart. And Rawi does find Hansen, but Strong again is strong for Atletico Madrid. And here is their change. And it's Emmeline Laurent, French international on loan from Lyon, who will replace Carmen Minaya, one of the 3 central defenders who has done such a good job. And Laurent will just try and help deal with Torrejon and Hansen over on that far side. Caldente. Caldente will get to the byline, looks to get the corner, but it's a goal kick. Again, Van Dongen secure. Merrill Van Dongen has been the ideal sort of player for this sort of occasion. Guangni. And it's a throw-in for Atletico. It's an exaggeration to say they've barely crossed the halfway line since half-time, but not too much. Here is Putellas. Now Hermoso. And Hansen could be in here. Schwaller waits in the centre, but Hansen goes for goal, and again Lindahl is able to palm away the effort. And that's a rarity for Barcelona to have that much room. Narc. Now Sosa. She has the free kick, and it's the opportunity for Atletico just to slow things down. But Hansen there, once there was the slip by Strom, she had Space inside the area, but Lindahl with the strong right hand. Well, Schwaller was waiting at the far post. And Lindahl has been in so many situations like this with the Swedish national side. And they've often come through it victorious. But here is Schwaller, and Lindahl sweeping up. Now Hermoso. Into Patelas. And San Pedro is penalised and just tries to delay Caldente taking the free kick. Hamraoui. Oh, and Strom was slightly fortunate there. And we are 15 minutes away from extra time. Hamraoui. Met well by Guagny. Nark. Laurent made the run down the centre. Now Nark will try and cause problems down the right. Leon. And Duggan has pulled away to the left-hand side now to give Laurent more space down the centre. Jade Moore has dropped into the back three for Atletico. Schwaller. And again, it's been a tremendous toe-to-toe battle between Schwaller and Tunkara, and the Atletico player is coming out on top at the moment. Schwaller is just having an evening where she may have to remain patient. Hamraoui. Hamraoui looks to pick the pass, but it's beyond the run of Hansen. Atletico look to play out from deep inside their own area before Lindahl takes charge of the situation. Van Dongen not really appreciating that sort of pass from San Pedro. Can either side prize a goal from this game before 90 minutes? And there is a lack of match sharpness in both teams, who have barely had any time on the field since March. But both know 3 good performances could see them European champions. Hamraoui. Now Wahabi. Caldente. It's a sweet turn. Caldente has Putellas ahead of her. And there is space now for Hansen. Strom has been isolated. Hansen skips beyond her, but the cross is blocked by Van Dongen. And Caldente has certainly given Barcelona something different. She almost sent Nark out of the stadium there. Hermoso will take the corner. And it's short to Torrejon. And the angle cross is met by Leon. The central defender again will get there first, but Barcelona are now going the wrong way. But here is Caldente. Space for Hansen. Strom could have a problem. The early cross. Oshuala and Rawi! And Barcelona finally have the goal. Well, it's taken them 80 minutes. But the former Champions League winner, Kira Hamraoui, has broken the deadlock. She was suspended for the final last season, but now she may have put Barcelona on course for the semis. Dani Gonzalez and his side finally concede. Oshuala creating confusion with the attempted overhead kick. And the ball bounced kindly for Hamraoui. And it was a composed finish through a forest of legs. And on the balance of play, no question, Barcelona deserve it. Now more for Atletico. Duggan from long range. And it's a goal kick. Very quickly, Barcelona make a change. Aitana Bonmati, a player who has been interesting, Bayern Munich, will come on for Asiat Oshuala. Well, she may claim an assist for the goal. Shake of the head, but she's played her part. And now it may be a case of saving Oshuala's legs for the semi-final. Putellas. Here is Moore. Van Dongen. Atletico have to push players like San Pedro and Sosa further up the field now. Very little time in which to chase the equalising goal. Putellas. Now Leon, who could be about to knock her former team out of the UEFA Women's Champions League. Hermoso, same goes for her as well. She was fouled by Nark, but here is Hamraoui. Torrejon. First involvement for Bonmati. Leon. It's all about just keeping possession now for Barcelona. Caldente. Tunkara, a player who doesn't deserve to be on the losing side. But it could be a third successive defeat for Atletico against their main rivals in Spain, in a third different competition. Putellas. Hamraoui. And the goal attempts really tell you how the game has gone. Caldente. And it's cut out here is Duggan. Strom. Laurent will chase. And she's gone beyond Pereira, and then she goes down, but it was an optimistic attempt to win a penalty. And Atletico will need to get the ball to her on plenty of occasions in the remaining 5 minutes. Barcelona 5 minutes away from the semi-finals. And this is punishing for an Atleti side who have worked so hard and seen so little of the ball. Putellas. Another space for Hermosa. One more goal will settle it. And it's Bonmati, the player who has just come on. Lindahl has lost it. Hansen unable to turn the loose ball in, but it's still Hansen. Hamraoui again, and this time it's too close to Lindahl. Well, it was cleverly done by Bonmati, but Lindahl deserved the reprieve, really, for her overall performance. Putellas. And it's all about counting down the seconds now for Barcelona. Atletico want to make another change. Caldente. She has made such a difference since coming on. Angela Sosa will be replaced by Alex Chidiac, the Australian international. And Turid Nark is the other player who comes off, and Ana Marcos comes on to replace her. So the three most experienced players on the bench for Atletico have all come on, and Ana Marcos only has one European appearance to her name. And in the circumstances, Danny Gonzalez has played all of his cards with two 17-year-olds and the 19-year-old his only other options. Of course, both teams can make 5 changes. Barcelona here are doing a very good job of taking the sting out of the game. Hermosa. Caldente. Putellas again looking to make that break from midfield. She was suggesting she was caught in the face by Moore, but Play continues. Blandy's ball forward. Doesn't find Marcos. Barcelona are that close now. Semi-final in San Sebastian on Tuesday. Will be their second semi-final, and they could clinch it here. Good defending though from one of the most effective players on the field, Masatu Tunkara. But here is Putellas. As two players converge on her. Atletico clear, but Hermoso shoots too high. And that would have finished it. Tunkara almost taking out her own player there in her eagerness to win the ball. Caldente picking out Hansen. Schwaller creating the space in the end and the distraction for Hamraoui to drive in what looks like the winning goal. And there will be a minimum of 2 more minutes, and the captain Putellas is replaced by Vicky Losada, a player in her 4th spell at Barcelona. And she's been at various points of the compass around Europe during her career. Atletico have a throw-in, and it's pretty much now or never. Laurent. Strom. San Pedro. And it's a free kick. And this is surely Atletico's chance to force extra time. San Pedro felled by Bonmati. And the delivery here has to be pinpoint. San Pedro, the captain, will take it. High towards Duggan, and the header forced Panos into a save. It was Tunkara who was in there as well. But Panos has not really had a shot to save in the whole game. And it's all over. And it's Barcelona who reach the semi-finals. They had to work extremely hard for the honour. But the goal from Kira Hamraoui 10 minutes before the end broke the resolve, broke the hearts of Atletico Madrid. And for the 3rd time this season, it's the team from Catalonia who beat their rivals from the Spanish capital. A tight, attritional game at times, but it's Barcelona who march on to the last 4. And there will be a Spanish team looking to create problems in the closing stages of this tournament. It is finished. Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 1.